Dela Rosa versus Trillanes, arrest issue. So ngayon dad, nagkaroon ng kaguluhan sa Senado, nagkahabulan, nagkatakbuhan, nakitang-kita sa CCTV na tumatakbo si Senator Bato Dela Rosa papasok ng Senado at hinahabol siya ng mga NBI para daw arestuhin daw siya. Yun yung mga haka-haka at mga sinasabi ng mga ilang mga tao online. Tapos gusto pa daw i-wrestling kasi sinasabi daw ni Bato Dela Rosa nagka-wrestling daw kaya nasugatan daw yung kanyang kamay para lang makapasok sa Senado kasi gusto daw siyang arestuhin ng NBI. So ngayon, nagtatanong yung mga tao, ano ba talaga ang issue dito? Kasi ang sinasabi ni former Senator Trillanes, meron siyang hinahawakan na ICC warrant of arrest tulad ng nangyari sa former president natin na si Rodrigo Duterte na inaaresto daw nila si Bato Dela Rosa para dalhin sa custody ng ICC. So basically, dadalhin siya sa The Hague sa Netherlands. Yun yung intensyon na lumalabas na gagawin ni former Senator Antonio Trillanes. So ngayon, maraming nalilito kasi nagkaroon ng kontrahan dahil sinabi ni DILG Secretary Remulla, kailangan daw ng Interpol notice ang ating gobyerno para ma-enforce tong arrest warrant at hindi daw to enforceable without the Interpol coordination sa ating gobyerno. Ang sinasabi naman ni Trillanes na meron daw batas sa ating bansa na sinasabi na enforceable na to kasi yung batas tungkol sa violation of international human rights, pwede natin i-enforce tong ICC warrant of arrest. So ngayon maraming nalilito kasi nagkarally pa sa labas ng Senado na sinasabi na hindi pwede yung warrant of arrest ng ICC kung walang local court na i-grant ng yung warrant of arrest na yun kasi yun na yung dapat na tamang proseso na sinasabi ng mga ibang mga commentators, mga legal luminaries. So dad, ano ba talaga ang direction dito?
Well, kasi nga very confusing talaga itong mga conditions natin, kasi nga this is parang walang precedent to sa bayan natin, except for the one that was served during the time of the warrant of arrest against the former President Duterte, So kung titingnan kasi natin, ang sinasabi kasi dito ng iba, yung mga against sa pag-serve ng warrant of arrest is number one, di na tayo member ng ICC. Yun ang una sinasabi nila. At pangalawa, wala namang karapatan na i-enforce dito ang warrant of arrest ng ICC dahil nga sa hindi na nga tayo miyembro kasapi doon sa kanilang nilagdaan nung treaty na pinirmahan nila, So kasunduan na pinirma ng ating bayan nung panahon. So but on the other side of the coin, na sinasabi naman ng mga nag-enforce is dahil tayo naging miyembro dati ng ICC at itong mga kaso naman to na ihablad during that time na miyembro pa tayo ng ICC, so therefore merong valid enforcement ruling or powers yun, So yun ang pinagtatalunan kasi dito. But if we look at it clearly, ito yung point of view kasi, Number one, ang isang senador ba pwedeng arestuhin sa loob ng Senate building? Ang sagot diyan, pwede, Pwede siyang arestuhin kung yung krimen na kanyang kinasasangkutan ay higit sa 6 years imprisonment ang kaparusahan kung siya ay ma-prove na guilty, So pwede siyang maaresto kahit na nasa loob siya ng Senate building. So yun ang una doon. Pangalawa, ang tanong dito, pwede ba siyang arestuhin ng mga local authorities kung ang warrant ay inisyu ng ICC, yung warrant of arrest? Pwede. Again, it's pwede kung tinatanggap ito o inaayudahan ito ng ating gobyerno. So, right now, when you say inaayudahan ng ating gobyerno, that means kung ang ating executive department, ang ating justice department, nire-recognize ito na bilang isang enforceable warrant at nire-recognize nila yung ICC when it comes to its enforceability because meron pa rin tayong nilagdaan sa Interpol agreements, So, therefore, pwedeng i-enforce ito. So, yun ang point of view dito. Ngayon, kung sinasabi naman ng mga kampo ni Senator Bato na hindi pwedeng i-enforce ito at wala tong visa dahil sa loob ng Senate session hall, what they can do is they should get a court order to serve as a TRO or injunction against the warrant of arrest. That's a move that they can do. But of course, whether it will be granted or not, that's another story. And even if it is granted for the sake of argument, it can still be argued and debated in the court, kung siya ba ay pwedeng arestuhin o hindi. So, this is a very complicated issue. That's why there are so many sides of the coin here, the pros and the cons. But both of them have some points of views to consider. So, wala talaga itong sinasabi natin clear-cut argument, Kasi nga pareho silang may point of view. Saka this is wala pang precedent to sa ating bayan, bansa, Except for the one that was served against the former President Duterte. Hanggang ngayon, hindi pa rin nare-resolve ng Supreme Court kung yun ba ay legal o hindi or should it be enforceable or not. But again, even if they say it's not enforceable, as far as the former president is concerned, na-serve na kasi ito, kaya moot and academic na yung issue. Pero dito kay Senator Bato, this is another story. Hindi pa kasi talaga nasa-serve, so maybe he can challenge it in court.
Ngayon, Dad, it's funny and sad at the same time, no? Kasi naging viral ang ating Senado for the wrong reasons. Kasi nakita natin sa CCTV video, taktakbuhan pa sila. Ngayon, dinedeny pa nga ni Senator Trillanes or ex-Senator Trillanes na yung mga NBI agents yung naghahabol sa kanya. Meanwhile, si NBI head, Matibag naman, sinasabi na hinihabulan daw si Senator Bato Dela Rosa ng mga NBI agents kasi tumakbo daw. Ngayon, marami rin nag-argue na dapat bawal daw maaresto ang isang senador habang meron daw session hall. Kaya parang naging sanctuary daw ni Senator Bato na makatakbo papasok ng session hall kasi supposedly bawal daw maaresto. Pero sinasabi naman ni Senator Trillanes or ex-Senator Trillanes, sinasabi niya na wala naman totoong sanctuary sa Senate building kasi siya mismo na-serve ng warrant of arrest years ago. Pati si former Senator Leila de Lima na-serve rin ng arrest warrant sa session hall. So Dad, anong pagkaiba ngayon? Kasi supposedly, it was the Senate President, the new Senate President, si Alan Cayetano, who was the one who ordered the Senate man-at-arms to basically force or palayasin ang mga NBI agents from the Senate building. Is that legal ba, Dad? That the Senate can prevent a valid arrest? Or, well, again, hindi pa tayo sure kung valid ang arrest na to, but the fact is, yung mga NBI agents, nag-cooperate na sila sa ICC arrest warrant na for some reason dala ni former Senator Trillanes. So, is that something that's legal na one branch of government can prevent another branch of government from fulfilling their role?
Well, there's some distinction kasi, no? When it comes to the case of Senator De Lima and former Senator Trillanes, ang nangyari kasi doon, during that time, it was our local courts that issued the warrants of arrest, no? So, yun ang pagkakaiba dito. Dito kasi in the case of Senator Bato Dela Rosa, the warrant of arrest was issued by the International Criminal Court. No? So there's the two distinction there. So ang question kasi diyan, is the Philippine government recognizing the ICC warrant of arrest? Yes or no? If the Philippine government, which is already proven that recognized it, because in the mere fact that the NBI is serving the warrant of arrest, that means the Philippine government has already indicated that it is recognizing the warrant of arrest ICC of the International Criminal Court. So that's one. Second, ang issue kasi dito napakasimple lang. Is the case where Senator Bato Dela Rosa is involved, is this carrying a prison term of less than 6 years or more than 6 years? If this is crime against humanity, then therefore if he will be adjudged guilty, this is punishable by more than 6 years. No, sometimes it could be lifetime pa nga, no? So that's the difference, no? So those are the two distinctions. So if the case involved will require a punishment or penalty of more than 6 years imprisonment, then the warrant can be served even if he is in session, no? So yun ang point dito. Ngayon, yung point of view mo, second point of view mo, yung Senate President Alan Cayetano has disallowed the serving of the warrant, no? In fact, he has ordered the Sergeant of Arms to ask the NBI to leave the premises of Senate building. Well, normally kasi merong tinatawag natin mutual respect yan, no? Ang mutual respect is the other branch of the government, the executive branch, will normally give respect to the legislative branch. But again, there is also a limitation there, no? There's also a limitation. In this particular case kasi, because it was an international court that issued it, of course, hindi pwede siyang makontempt sa International Criminal Court, but it will not really serve any purpose if it cannot be served also. But if it's a local court kasi ang nag-serve ng warrant, then of course the Senate President can also be held in contempt because outside the Senate session hall, he is still a citizen that is subject and liable to any crime that could be committed or that can be committed. No? In this particular case, contempt of court that if he is preventing the serving of warrant of arrest, which is legally enforceable. Yun ang point of view. Yun ang pagkakaiba lang kasi dito. Kaya medyo, kumbaga, complex itong debating to. Kaya may pros, may cons kasi nga depende sa interpretation ng mga issues.
Well, Dad, yung nakakatawa nga dito is actually, may mga nagpo-point out na months ago, na nung wala pang ICC warrant of arrest, hinahamon ni Senator Bato Dela Rosa na, sige, ilabas yung arrest warrant na yan, sumama pa si Trillanes dyan, sasabak ako, pupunta ako sa Hague. Pero ngayon na lumabas na yung arrest warrant, mukhang siya naman yung tumatakbo, siya naman nagtatago ngayon sa office pa nga daw, nag-overnight siya sa office ni Senator Jinggoy Estrada, at well, in fairness naman kay former Senator Trillanes, pumunta naman siya. But for some reason, may hawak siya yung may hawak ng ICC warrant of arrest. I'm just curious that, why does a private citizen, kasi private citizen na ngayon si Trillanes, bakit siya yung may hawak? Bakit siya yung binigay daw ng sealed copy of the warrant arrest? Hindi ba dapat sa official government channels dumadaan? Can we even say for certain na legitimate yung warrant of arrest na hawak ni former Senator Trillanes, even though yung ICC mismo nag-confirm na may sinend daw silang warrant of arrest? But why through Senator Trillanes? Shouldn't it be through our NBI or PNP?
Yes, definitely. No? So definitely it has to be coursed through the proper agency of the Philippine government, no, that will recognize such a warrant of arrest that they will enforce. If they recognize it, then they will enforce it. If they don't recognize it, then it won't be enforced. No? Kasi ang kapangyarihan naman ng ICC is limited to the fact that if it will be recognized by the Philippine government. If the Philippine government does not recognize it, then it has no enforceability. So yun ang point number 1 dito. Ang point number 2 dito, tama yung sinasabi mo, no? Why was it given to former Senator Trillanes, not through the proper government agencies? That we don't know specifically whether it was given, whether the Philippine government was also given a copy or not. But assuming that they gave also former Senator Trillanes a copy, there could be some confidential arrangement between him and the ICC. No? He could have been designated as, let's say, a special agent or confidential informant or asset, no, of the ICC. We don't know because these are normally confidential in nature. So yeah, whatever his designation is or whatever his recognition is with respect to the ICC, it's subject between the ICC and him. But the mere fact that the NBI was there to enforce the warrant, that means the Philippine government has already recognized the validity and enforceability of that warrant. And once they recognize it, then of course, it would be enforced. Unless, of course, katulad sinabi natin, unless Senator Bato Dela Rosa can run to the Supreme Court and secure a DRO or injunction against the serving of that warrant of arrest, then that could possibly neutralize the whole thing. No? But again, should the Supreme Court even intervene on this particular issue, considering this is something that is already on trial, no, when it comes to the Hague, no, because they are already in the process of starting the trial against former President Duterte, and I think Senator Bato Dela Rosa is a co-conspirator, in fact, in this particular case. So meron nang ni-recognize na rin yung case doon, and the case is already going through the trial process.
Ngayon naman, Dad, nagkaroon pa ng additional mga exciting scenes kagabi kasi sinasabi, ang pinapakita doon na nagkagirian ng NBI at ang Office of the Sergeant at Arms ng Senado. Ngayon maraming nalilito kasi bakit may Sergeant at Arms at yung NBI na nagkagirian, kasi yung pinakita doon, dinrag pa na yung isang yung isang miyembro ng Office of the Sergeant at Arms ng Senado na pinilit isakay sa kotse ng NBI, tapos pagkatapos nun, finiture pa ni Senator Amy Marcos na parang may black eye or may mga hitama or nabugbog daw at parang kiniklaim ng miyembro ng Sergeant at Arms na binugbog daw siya. So ngayon nalilito sila, ano ba yung powers ng Sergeant at Arms? At do they have the power talaga to prevent other authorities from entering the Senate premises?
Well, normally kasi ang Sergeant at Arms, ang trabaho niya is para siyang head ng security or security detail yan ng Senado, no? So their job is to protect the Senate property, the facility, and the people inside the facility of the Senate halls, no? But of course, NBI naman is a national government agency that can enforce the laws of the Philippines, no? So yun naman ang mandate nila. So therefore, definitely, if they are recognizing the enforceability of the warrant, then they have the right to do their job, no? To do their mandate. The problem is if the Sergeant of Arms became a stumbling block or a hindrance, an obstacle in enforcing that, then of course, therefore, they have the right to do whatever they can do within the bounds of law to harass him or to put him in a situation, no? So yun ang mga issues kasi dito, no? Kasi normally kasi mayroong mutual respect yan, no? The executive branch, NBI belongs to the executive branch, no? Normally there is a mutual respect between NBI and between the executive branch and the legislative branch, no? So normally there should be courteous discussion before the enforceability of the warrant, no? So but in this particular case kasi, the executive branch must have read that the legislative branch would not cooperate, or maybe there was already prior discussion before this, so that's why there was already some entanglement along the way. Even Senator Bato Dela Rosa had to wrestle himself out of that particular situation so that he can go to the Senate hall and seek protection. But even that is not really a sanctuary, because he can still be arrested because the crime that he is involved with is punishable by more than 6 years, no? So it's not absolute, no? Being a senator or a congressman, you don't have absolute immunity. Yung sinasabi niya, parliamentary immunity based on the 1987 Constitution. But even that has limitations. So that's the point.
Ano yung mga limitations? Kasi ang sinasabi ngayon ng Senado or ang Senate President, the Senate has taken custody of Senator Bato Dela Rosa. So when you say taken custody, that means sila muna ang maghahawak at hindi muna isosurrender sa national government. Ganun ba yun?
Correct. That's what they're trying to drive, no? That's what they're trying to say. But again, let's get back to the real issues here, no? As we said, a parliamentary immunity is not absolute. And number two, if the crime is punishable by more than 6 years imprisonment, therefore that immunity is not also applicable, no? So that's the problem here. That's the issue that the Senator Bato is facing. I think what they're doing, based on our analysis, is they're buying time so that they can secure a TRO, temporary restraining order, from a local court, no, or an injunction. So I think that's what they're trying to move forward to, no. But again, of course, it also depends whether NBI will really forcefully enforce that warrant, no, because they can do so, no. If they really go for it, they can really arrest Senator Bato Dela Rosa, no matter who is trying to protect him over there, no, because anyone who serves as an obstacle or hindrance or prevents them from doing so can be also sued for contempt of court or can be liable for contempt of court.
Ang sinasabi naman ng mga ibang senador, hindi ba ito isang malaking pambabastos sa institusyon ng Senado pag ginawa ng national government na pinwersa nila against the wishes of the Senate President and kumbaga isasantabi nila yung Sergeant at Arms and they just go in with the heavy hand? Hindi ba ito pambabastos sa institusyon ng Senado? Yun yung tinatanong ng mga ibang mga pro Bato Dela Rosa at yung mga senators na nagsasalita doon na ito ay pambabastos daw. Pambabastos ba talaga yun?
Well, yes, of course, no, kasi sa ating bayan kasi medyo mas sensitive tayo, no, lalo mga kababayan natin, lalo sa mga higher government offices, mas sensitive sila. Yung alam mo naman sa bayan natin, yung tinasabi nga natin pagbibigay galang, no, bubusina ka muna. Usong-uso yan sa mga discussion natin, di ba? Lalo na kung may katungkulan din yung nasa kabilang pwesto, normally bumubusina ka muna bago mo gagawin yung arrest, no? Nakita naman natin kahit ang mga nakaraan nung si Senator Enrile dati nung panahon, no, nung siya minister, naging Secretary of Defense, nagkaroon siya ng mga warrant of arrest at nag-serve pa ng warrant sa kanya, no, si General Lim, no, na NBI din siya that time, no. Nung sinerve yung warrant, kinausap niya na maayos, hindi naman ginamit yung heavy hand na sinasabi natin. Kasi sa ating bayan, sa ating mga Pilipino, kasi mas importante pa rin yung kumbaga nagbibigay pugay at paggalang sa bawat isa't isa, no. So pag ginawan mo ng heavy hand kasi parang diyan nagkakaroon ng pikunan na long term, no. So nagkakaroon ng gantihan yan later on. But normally kasi talagang dapat meron diplomatic discussions and then both parties should be enlightened about the legal boundaries and parameters, no. So yun ang sigurong mangyayari in the days coming forward, no, kasi nga magkakaroon niya ng mga discussion, talakayan, no. But normally a heavy hand is not necessary, no, because I think both parties naman, the executive branch and legislative branch, they're both kumbaga sensible people and responsible people, reasonable people. So I think this could be handled in a proper discussion. The only issue here na lang talaga is whether Senator Bato Dela Rosa can get a court order to prevent that warrant for to being served or being served against him, no. So yun ang issue dito. If he cannot get it and then the NBI would be able to arrest him, then of course they will surrender him to the ICC, no. So ang question na lang kasi na pinagtatalunan dito palagi is, should we surrender him to a government, to a foreign government or agency? Kasi normally katulad sinasabi natin, yung mga ating mga kababayan nga na nakakasuhan sa abroad, pinapakiusap natin na iuwi. Ito ba dapat nating isuko? This is something that will be subject for a further debate and discussion amongst parties.
Ngayon, Dad, nagmamakaawa nga si Senator Bato Dela Rosa kay President Bongbong Marcos kasi nagsabi siya na he's a Filipino constituent, he's a Filipino, he should be tried here in the Philippines and he should not be shipped off sa ibang bansa. So, yung tanong ko nga, moving aside from the legalities of it, this, if ever ma-extradite si Senator Bato Dela Rosa to The Hague, that would be the second Filipino that would be under the Marcos administration that has been thrown away to another country to be judged by another country. My question is ngayon, is President Bongbong Marcos being very pro-Philippines by sending people out of the Philippines to be judged? or he's being very anti-Philippines because he doesn't trust the institutions of the Philippines to judge these people locally?
Well, kasi nga, yan ang mahirap din, no? Kung titimbangin mo kasi. Let's assume for the sake of argument that you are sitting there and you are the president. No? So, what's going on in your mind? Well, number one, of course, kasi sinasabi natin dito, number one, meron kasing International Criminal Court that has already done their preliminary assessment of the whole issue. No? That's why they issued the warrant of arrest. Now, if he disrespect that, assuming for the sake of argument he disrespects that, of course, his image in the international community is such that he is a cuddler or protector of people who have committed crimes against humanity. So yun naman ang naging downside nito kung hindi niya susundan o sasang-ayunan yung order ng International Criminal Court. And the other side of the coin naman, kung sasang-ayunan naman niya si Senator Bato Dela Rosa at hindi niya susundin yung ICC at susuwagin niya, ang point naman dito kasi, ang sasabihin naman ng mga kababayan natin, kung pinaburan niya ang ICC, bakit mo pinagkanulo yung ating kababayan? So, it's a very difficult situation. If he says yes to ICC, the Filipino people would definitely feel betrayed. Not all, but at least a good number of Filipinos would feel betrayed because why did he surrender his co-Filipino to a foreign government? No? So that's one. But on the other hand, if he does not surrender it, the problem is the Philippines will be viewed as a country that is backward in terms of its culture, in terms of its way of implementing legal boundaries or parameters. No? So we could be also viewed as a country that's not yet ready to be accepted in the civil society of the global community.
Ngayon naman, yung sabi ng mga ibang leftist congressman na dapat daw ipadala tong si President Duterte and the other mga co-accused dun sa The Hague kasi kung dito daw itatry sa Philippines, ang sinasabi ng mga leftist or yung mga communist-leaning congressmen and supporters na hindi sila tiwala sa local courts. No? Pero by saying that statement, are these leftist congressmen or communist congressmen and supporters binabastos ba nila ang justice system? Binabastos ba nila ang mga huwes at ang kapabilidad ng ating judiciaryad?
Well, ganito kasi yan, no? Let's be fair and objective to all parties, no? So bakit nila nasasabi yun? Kasi nga nakikita naman natin, no, nawi-witness din naman natin na may mga kaso kasi, lalo na pag mga politiko o people in power ang involved, na normally nadidismiss yung kaso or kung hindi man na masyadong napakagaan ng sentensya o ng parusa. Kasi nga normally, most of the people in the judiciary branch were appointed or are appointed based on political recommendations or political connections. So, lahat yan may mga political connections. Kasi hindi ka naman basta-basta ma-appoint na justice ng Court of Appeals or Supreme Court o judge ng mga malalaking korte unless may kakilala ka o nirekomenda ka ng isang taong nasa kapangyarihan. So, syempre, kung taong nasa kapangyarihan yan, sanga-sanga yung mga connection yan at kaibigan. At syempre, kung isang may kapangyarihan din ang ikinakasuhan, normally kakilala rin niya yung iba diyan. No? So yun ang una doon, yung connection game na sinasabi natin, no, na nangyayari yan sa lipunan. Pero hindi naman lahat, but there's a good number of that. No? That's why nagkaroon ng parang mistrust, no, sa ating judicial branch because of that. No? Second, of course, kasi dahil nandito nga sa bayan natin, alam naman natin merong iba diyan na nadadala din sa pera, sa lapi, nasisilaw, no, na alok, na abutan o nabibigyan, no, na kung isa lang siya nagdi-decide, siyempre napakadali. Hindi katulad kasi sa ibang bansa, may jury system o sa Hague, tatlo yung justice na nagdi-decide, saka siyempre hindi nila kilala, malayo, hindi nila basta-basta makakausap o masusuhulan. So, yun ang pangalawa doon. Ang pangatlo, yung sinasabi natin takutan, no? Yung na pwedeng takutin, no? Kasi, siyempre, kung ikaw judge, halimbawa, dito sa bayan natin, at ng kalaban mo, malaking politiko, siyempre, may mga goons yan, no? May maraming mga sundalo yan na mga kung saan-saan galing, no? Na pwede kang ipapatay, no? Pwede silang bigyan ng presyo yung ulo mo o mga pamilya mo, tatakutin, sasaktan. No? So, siyempre, yung decision mo magiging bias na. No? So, yan tatlong dahilan kaya siguro may agam-agam sila. No? Yung una, connection game, influence game. Pangalawa, yung sinasabi nating suhulan o perahan. Pangatlo, yung takutan, no? O sakitan. No? So, yun ang dahilan kaya parang yung ibang kababayan natin nawawalan na rin ng tiwala. No? Kasi nga, alam nila na pag yung kalaban nila makapangyarihan o mapera, maraming pwedeng gawing paraan para kahit na papano at least manalo sila sa kaso. No? Pero of course, hindi naman lahat. Meron din tayong mga members of the judiciary branch na talaga naman nakikita natin na pinaglalaban din nila yung kanilang paninindigan at paniniwala. Yung nga lang sometimes at a cost that is really going to hurt them also, no? So yun ang dahilan kaya minsan napakahirap din kung ikaw yung West, no, o miyembro ng hudikatura, kasi alam mo kung ang kabangga mo mabigat o malaki o pwede kang saktan, alam mo may kapalit yun na kahit na ipatupad mo yung paninindigan mo, alam mo masasaktan ka. So that's why we have to give honor to these people, to these members of the judiciary na who are really fighting for their principle and their values, and they're not kowtowing to this kind of shenanigans.
Kaya mga kabayan, dito sa Ilocano Defenders Party List, naniniwala kami na kailangan ng edukasyon ng bawat Pilipino. Kasi marami mga sentiments, pro-Bato, pro-Trillanes, pro-left, pro-light. Minsan hindi naintindihan ng ating mga taong bayan, sumasabay lang sila kasi yun yung bandwagon, yun yung sikat, yun yung popular sentiment, yun yung popular opinion. Kaya sasabihin, sasama ako dito sa movement ito, o sasama ako sa movement niya, o kung sinong side ka, take sides, kasi kung yun yung naramdaman mo. Pero hindi nila talaga naaral o naintindihan yung sitwasyon. Kaya napaka-importante ng edukasyon, kasi pag edukado ang bawat Pilipino, malalaman nila kung ano yung mga tamang facts, ano yung mga tamang truths na kailangan nila malaman bago pumili ng isang side. Para sa edukasyon, ako si Morgan Sayan, yung coach ng bayan.
Mga kababayan, the best side and the only side that we should take as Filipinos is a side that is pro-Filipino. And to choose the best choices for the Philippines and for all Filipinos, kailangan natin itaas ang antas ng edukasyon. Kaya ayun ang layunin ng Ilocano Defenders Party List para gumanda ang kinabukasan ng bawat Pilipino. Ako po ay si Solomon Sayang, ang inyong kuya ng bayan.
Some of our viewers are asking, what topic are we talking about most of the time? Is it about politics? Is it about celebrities or movie stars? Is it about gossips? My fellow countrymen, what we are discussing here is topics or subjects that will enlighten you. Topics and subjects that will give you further wisdom, further appreciation of circumstances so that you can have a brighter and enlightened future ahead of you and you can have a more progressive life and livelihood along the way. I'm Michael Sai, your dad ng bayan.